Tonight, like millions of others around the world, you lie on your back and stare at the ceiling, washed in the pale blue light of your phone. Your body is exhausted, but your mind refuses to rest. Unanswered emails, unread messages, the buzz of a world that never sleeps. It's 2025. We know so much about sleep, and yet we sleep less than ever. We download meditation apps, install smart night lights, take melatonin, and still wake each morning feeling as if we never truly rested. Something is wrong. Sleep has never been only biological. For the ancients, sleep was sacred, a ritual of returning to yourself. They knew how to turn off the outer world and open the inner one. Before drifting off, they breathed in resinous scents, listened to the wind, and gave thanks for the day. Maybe we don't need the latest technology to reclaim real rest. Maybe we simply need to remember what the ancients knew. Rest is a sacred act. In the modern world, sleep is something we have to do, a task on a to-do list. For the ancients, sleep was a ceremony, a moment of coming home to self, to earth, to the most sacred place in the soul. Before they closed their eyes, they didn't just turn off the light. They quieted the entire world, its noise, its worries, the unfinished stories swirling in the mind. And then they opened another world, where thoughts are rinsed clean and the body is reborn with every breath. To them, sleep was not merely rest, it was return, connection, and healing. In ancient Egypt, as night fell, people burned myrrh and frankincense scents, believed to cleanse the space and draw the soul closer to the dream world. Smoke rose and curled in soft lines through the air, like a bridge between the seen and the unseen. Egyptians believed fragrance could open the door to the subconscious. They didn't simply go to bed, they pilgrimaged into dreams, where God sent messages and the soul was taught and purified. Today, science echoes this. Natural aromas, lavender, sandalwood, cedar, gently slow the heart, lower cortisol, and invite alpha waves, the rhythm of deep relaxation. Perhaps they had no laboratories, but they carried a refined intuition we have slowly lost. In Edo period Japan, evening was called yoi, the hour of preparing for night. People treated it as a ritual, tidying the home, bathing in warm water, dimming harsh light, lighting a small oil lamp, and sitting in silence for a few minutes. No TV, no phone alerts, no multitasking. Only quiet air, slower breath, and a mind settling like a still lake. Silence was not frightening. Silence was a return, a chance to hear oneself again. Yoi reminds us, if we want peaceful sleep, we must pause before we lie down. We cannot leap from a storm into calm. There must be a bridge like twilight between day and night. In ancient Greece, sleep was a gift from Hypnos, the child of night and tranquility. They didn't wait for sleep. They invited it with music, prayer, and poetry. Before bed, they sat together to read verses, sing softly, or simply tell stories. Slow, rhythmic sound led the body into a meditative state. They understood that sound can guide the mind into deep sleep, what we now call brainwave entrainment. Imagine it. No phone, no TV, only a gentle melody, a breeze, and a calm voice by the fire. That is how they welcomed the night, not with technology, but with presence. For indigenous tribes across the Americas and Africa, sleep was harmony with Mother Earth. They slept under the moon, listened to crickets and wind, and felt the Earth's own breath. Their space, their sounds, their body clocks matched the rhythms of nature. Before sleeping, they gathered by the fire to sing, to tell stories, to thank the land. These small rituals released the day's excess energy, so when night arrived, sleep came as lightly as a breeze. Today, we live sealed in concrete, cut off from nature's pulse. We burn white light through the night and keep artificial noise humming 24/7. We have lost the earth's breath, and with it, our rest. The ancients didn't prepare only with the mind. They readied every sense for sleep. The scent of resin, lavender, sandalwood, the sound of wind, soft drums, running water, the light of fire and moon, not LED, the touch of linen, grass mats, wooden floors, simple, natural. Each element whispered to the brain, "It's time to release. It's time to come home." They slept in community. Children near parents, elders near the fire, a village enclosed by the same story and song. Sleep was communal safety, connection, love. Today, we sleep alone, behind doors, isolated. The body lies down, but the mind drifts without an anchor. Perhaps that's why, even with a perfect mattress and ideal temperature, peace never arrives. What we lack may not be sleep, but belonging. The ancients had no apps, no heart rate monitors. But they knew, sleep begins at sunset, not when you hit the pillow. From the first light of dusk, they slowed their breath and laid the day to rest. Sleep was not a part of the day, but a ceremony of the soul. Maybe we need that ceremony again, not to reenact an ancient life, but to restore reverence for sleep and for ourselves. Have you felt this? Your body is drained, your eyes are closed, but the mind whirls like a storm. Uninvited thoughts arrive. What must I do tomorrow? Am I on the right path? What if it all goes wrong? We say we can't sleep because we lack melatonin. The truth is, we can't sleep because we haven't learned to let go. The ancients believed, when the mind is restless, the body cannot rest. Sleep begins not when we lie down, but when the mind stops resisting. They saw the mind as a traveler. By day it roams, works, worries. At night, it should come home. Today, our minds never return. They wander through social feeds, replay scenes, analyze futures, and so sleep never arrives. They called it the moving mind. Only when the mind is still does sleep come back. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. They had no oxygen sensors, but they knew when breath is fast, the mind is unsettled. When breath is slow, everything softens. An Indian sage said, "If you want to lull the mind to sleep, rock it with the breath." Before bed, they sat in darkness, inhaled deeply, exhaled slowly, as if each breath were a gentle act of release. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 3 times. No force, no effort. Just feel each breath recede like a wave drawing back from shore. Modern science calls it the 4-7-8 technique. The ancients simply called it the breath of life. In the East, deep sleep began with a clean mind. Monastics practiced body scan meditation, lying still, moving attention through shoulders, neck, chest, belly, legs, smiling at tension and letting it go. As the mind thanked the body answered with peace. True sleep does not come from pills. It comes from reconciliation between mind and body. They also honored inner energy. Greeks called it pneuma, Chinese qi, Indians prana. Different names, one truth. Within us flows a current of life, and when it's blocked, sleep disappears. Not only the physical body, emotional energy too. Unspoken anger, unwept grief, unresolved pressure. It lingers in the body and rises when we lie down. So the ancients had a nightly habit, release. Write down 3 things to let go. Offer thanks or say a prayer. Not superstition wisdom. Only when the heart is emptied can sleep be full. You don't need to be a monk to sleep deeply. You need a small ritual that tells the mind, it's time to stop. Light a candle or burn natural incense, the warm flame signals night. Write 3 things you're grateful for, shifting energy from worry to peace. Breathe 4-7-8 for 3 minutes. Whisper, thank you body for today. Imagine soft light over chest, throat, face, Feel the whole body powering down. Repeat nightly, and it becomes your sleep password. The brain recognizes the signal and gently moves into deep rest. Neuroscience meets the old ways. Slow breathing calms the amygdala, the worry center. Gratitude writing releases serotonin, the chemistry of ease. Body awareness shifts brainwaves from beta, stress, to alpha calm. The ancients didn't know the names of hormones. They simply lived in rhythm with nature. And so they slept in peace. Before you close your eyes, ask, what am I carrying that I don't need? An unfinished conversation. A word unsaid. A task left undone. Imagine loosening each tangled thread from your heart, one by one, until you feel that light, empty space. They believed sleep is a small death each night, so that morning can be rebirth. We can do the same if we dare to lay our burdens down. Today, many bedrooms are no longer places of rest. They've become satellite offices, mini theaters, or storage for undigested stress. For the ancients, the bedroom was a temple of quiet. Each night they entered, as if entering a rite. No work, no world, only themselves and their breath. Perhaps it's time to learn that again. We don't have to live like the ancients, but we can sleep like them, deeply, completely healed. Sanctuary in Latin means a sacred place. Ancient cultures treated the sleeping space as a threshold for the soul. The Japanese spoke of ma, open space, where energy flows. The Greeks of eudaimonia, the soul aligned. The Egyptians believed that when the room is still, the mind returns to its root. So they cared for every detail, scent, light, fabric, because the environment doesn't just hold us, it shapes us. They lived by a simple law, less, but sacred. Look around your bedroom. How much truly serves sleep? How much merely crowds your peace? First step, clear it out: physical clutter and energetic weight. Every object carries a vibration. Letting go makes space for calm to return. The Japanese call it osoji, a cleansing to renew energy. Tibetans call it purification, clearing the space before sleep in meditation. Light is nature's rhythm, the language of sun and moon. The ancients respected it. They dimmed torches at night, so the body could sync with darkness. We live in blue light, tricking the brain into thinking it's still day, blocking melatonin and thinning our sleep. Return to warm light. Candles, a soft amber bulb, a salt lamp. Let light embrace, not glare. Give yourself 10 minutes before bed in a dim room, no screens, no devices, only you and your breath. That's how the ancients signaled the soul. Night has arrived. Colors speak too. Egyptians favored earth and pale gold, homecoming. Greeks loved white and blue, clarity and purity. Chinese traditions leaned toward woods, browns, and beige, balance. Notice the pattern: gentle, natural, neutral. Avoid neon, harsh red, or solid black. They excite rather than soothe. Choose beige, soft brown, sage, milk white tones that slow the heart. Use natural materials: wood, linen, cotton, bamboo, clay, because touching nature is touching life. Scent is an invisible path to the soul. Egyptians burned frankincense and myrrh for spiritual cleansing. Japan used fragrant agar wood. India favored jasmine and sandalwood. Each scent was a doorway between waking and dream. Recreate it with essential oils. Lavender to soothe nerves and muscles. Cedarwood to ground and feel safe. Sandalwood to open awareness and invite deep rest. Skip synthetic sprays, let aroma become ritual. When the fragrance spreads, the body knows it's time. Sound can awaken or it can lull. The ancients chose the earth's rhythms: water, wind through leaves, fire's soft crackle. Create your own sound of peace, a brief singing bowl sound bath, gentle music tuned to 432 or 528 hertzes, or simply silence so you can hear your own breath. Silence is music too, the sound of balance. Sleep wasn't the leftover of the day. It was a sacred rebirth. Try a 10-minute nightly ritual. Make the bed honor your space. Inhale a drop of essential oil. Write 3 gratitudes. Hand on heart, say, I am enough. I may rest. Then let your whole body soften and listen to the breath dissolve into the dark. Practice it every night, and the brain records it as healing. In time, your body relaxes on its own, as if rocked by the memory of your soul. Our great modern mistake is bringing the world to bed. Phones, messages, work, email threads that pull you out of rest. The ancients observed thresholds between day and night. Washing, bathing, changing garments not just for cleanliness, but for passage. Make your own threshold. No devices for 30 minutes. No work in bed. No direct LED glare. Place a small symbolic object, a stone, a twig, a tiny chime by your pillow to guard the energy. Imagine stepping into your room. Warm light, a gentle scent, soft bedding, everything in its place. No humming machines, no harsh glare, only you and quiet. It's no longer just a room. It is a place where the soul returns. The ancients lived this way. They had no technology, but they had the art of living with nature. When we learn that art again, we don't just recover sleep, we recover ourselves. Maybe you've known mornings like these. Eyes open, head heavy, the body sluggish, the mind already racing. A morning that begins as if the night never ended. Then, one day, after a true night of deep sleep, you understand what rebirth feels like. Not just waking up, but being awakened. Morning light no longer stings. It softens, like the universe stroking your eyelids. You inhale, exhale, and realize you're carrying nothing, no tension, no worry, no weight from yesterday, only stillness and a beginning. Deep sleep doesn't only restore the body, it refreshes the spirit, organizes emotion, and opens space for creativity. The ancients said, each night the soul leaves the body to be washed in dreams. Modern science calls it neural restoration, the brain discarding what's clutter and keeping what matters. They called it something simpler, dawn in the heart. When you sleep fully, you don't need coffee to survive the morning. You need only light to start it. You step onto the balcony, breathe the cool air, hear first birdsong, and remember, you are alive. The body is lighter, the mind clearer, the heart gentler. You no longer react to the world. You move in rhythm with it. If you're exhausted from restless nights, if you've searched for sleep through the blue glow of a screen, if you've believed sleep is just off tonight, on tomorrow, then it's time to return to the breath, to the body, to your room. Return to the ancient ritual, the warm light, the soft scent, the presence of your own soul. Sometimes we don't need anything new to find peace, only to remember what was always true. When you do, a new morning arrives not just outside your window, but within you.